Yeah, so you're out with White Empress now. You're a new band, man. You're with Cradle for a while, and now you've branched out. You've started White Empress with a couple people from a bunch of other bands. Can you tell me about how the band kind of came together and whose idea it was?
Yeah, a few years ago, I basically wanted to do something a bit different, you know. I've been in like Cradle for like so long, it kind of got a bit, I don't know, for me it got boring. You know, I wanted to branch out and like do some more. I don't know. I wanted to do more stuff that's got like more of a groove to it. You know, because like personally, deep down in myself, I love all that groove stuff. It's awesome. You know, I listen to like big band stuff. I listen to like jazz as well, which has got the groove to it. So I wanted to incorporate that type of thing into like a real like metal band. You know.
Right.
So I decided to like. This was about I don't know 3-4 years ago. No, 3 years ago. I wanted to. I sort of started putting the wheels in motion for it. I just started writing some stuff. There was problems with like Cradle and stuff like that. So I thought, well, I might as well try and push right and see what happens with Empress. So I pushed. So I kind of like wrote like pretty much all of it. Part of the keys I didn't do that, or the drums, but the arrangements and the riffs. So I ended up like that happened, and then eventually, as time went on, I kind of realised it was turning into something. It's got potential to like really grow. You know, it had all the ideas were real concrete behind it. Everybody that heard it, even in the demo phases, were flipping out over it. They thought it was awesome. And then like me and Will, the keyboard player, we started piecing it all together, and then it got there. Then it got to the point where it was starting to look like a proper band and not a project. You know, so and then it was basically right. We've got to try and find people to make it a band. The first one, because I tried about 3 or 4 different bass players, like drummers, vocalists and stuff, until I've got the people who are in the band now.
Okay.
So Mary was the first to come along. Then so I said to when Mary came along, I was like, you know, this is the ideas I've got for the vocals. I don't want just a vocalist just to sing over on top of everything like everybody always does. You know, I said that I want the vocals to interact with the music. I want certain like particular ideas to come across when specific riffs and feelings and atmospheres came into play. You know, to enhance like everything like that. There's not really many people do that, you know, so I pushed like Mary to a limit when it comes to singing, to thrash metal vocals, to death metal vocals, to opera vocals, the whole lot. I wanted all of it in the music. You know, and Mary was the only person I came across that could do all of it together and actually decent. You know, so obviously Mary was in. Then we needed a bass player, so then like Mary knew cello. Because bearing in mind I'd already tried like a bunch of bass players already. I wanted a bass player that could groove with the drums and complement the guitars and not copy the guitars. Because every bass player that came along, they would just copy the guitars, and that's not what I wanted. There's a bass player, it's a completely separate entity, while guitar players, they think totally differently, and this is what I needed for the band. But yeah, then Shelley came along, she absolutely loved it, and then we got Jeremy on guitar, and then Zach came on the drums, but he's not in the band now because something happened before these shows.
Right.
But we'll get into that later. but yeah, so like now at the moment, then we've got a drummer at the moment called John from LA. He's John Siren. He's a hell of a drummer, you know, he's learning this stuff, but yeah, we'll get into that bit of stuff later.
Awesome. Yeah, because I know there was a lot of hearsay stuff like that as to what happened with Cradle, and it's good to finally know and hear, you know, exactly what happened with you with you know, leaving the band, and you really just wanted to do something different and something fresh.
Yeah, I did. I got bored with it, you know. It's like, you know, the band Cradle. It basically turned into a freaking shadow of its former self, you know, in my eyes, because there was just so much going on within like personal stuff within it,
Right.
It completely got over whatever was good for the band completely got overlooked.
Right.
And personally myself, as well as a musician, I'm a businessman as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
and the stuff that went on there is not good for business as well as a musician or playing in a band.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I thought, well, instead of putting 100% into something that I saw was getting smaller, you know, I'd rather put 100% in something, starting from the beginning again, into something that's got huge potential to grow.
Right, and
you know, so I decided to cut my losses and just go for it.
And listening to the Rise of the Empress record, man, it is definitely different. It's very thematic and very theatrical. Just looking at the photos of the band, just the build up to the release of the record, you know, the photos of all you guys, very thematic and very looks very theatrical. And there's so many different styles of metal on this record. You know, like you said, there's some death metal, there's some opera vocals on it. I mean, it's so...
Yeah, exactly. No,
it's a journey is what it is, you know.
Yeah, it totally is, you know, because, like, I can't write music where it's just guitars and drums and vocals. That's boring,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But for me, I have to be able to put my teeth into something to make it really as bombastic as possible.
Right.
You know, and if that's the flavour of the month out in the scene, then fair enough. If it isn't, fair enough, I don't care. Because, in the end of the day, everyone in this band are doing it because we love it. We don't give a flying fuck about what the outcome's going to be.
Right, you're writing the music for yourself. You know, it's an outpour of what's within you and what you want to write at the time. The second you stop doing that is when you reach a point where the band just isn't honestly worth listening to, because it's very obvious that you're not doing it for yourself. So...
Yeah, no, totally, and that's a no-go. You know, I mean, I hate playing covers. I've never played covers. You know, yeah, fair enough, I did covers in Cradle, but
right.
I didn't actually do any of it. I just let the others get on with it because I refused to do it. Because for me, I can't see the point in established musicians or bands doing covers of other people's songs.
Right.
That's just a fucking sellout as far as I'm concerned. When you can quite easily. Everyone's more than fucking capable of writing music themselves.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know, I just don't do that. I mean, covers are for like freaking demo bands or pub bands who want to go out and do it, not pro bands.
Right.
You know.
Right, and that makes sense. I mean, do you feel maybe, you know, when a band gets to the point where they're, you know, they have to do covers, maybe it's a sign that the creative juices aren't really there anymore, and the band isn't what it once was sometimes.
Yeah, no, yeah, true, yeah, definitely, you know. But yeah, I mean, Empress, we're definitely never doing any covers ever.
Right.
because we're all capable of writing our own stuff, and it's good. You know, so there's no point. I can't see the fascination of an audience getting into at one of your shows, getting into a song that you did not write.
Right.
It doesn't make sense to me.
Right, and that makes sense to me. The fact that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So I get the feeling that White Empress is just more than just a band. There's kind of a story behind, you know, the character of the White Empress, you know.
Well, there is kind of, basically, the actual White Empress herself is just an entity. Mm-hmm. You know, and the band represents that entity.
Okay.
You know, she's not really an actual living, breathing thing. Mary isn't the White Empress.
Right.
Because I remember seeing on a review, and it got all the band names, and it said on vocals the White Empress. And I was like, okay, someone's got that hideously wrong.
It's like Mary's playing the character of the White Empress. She's representing the entity of the White Empress.
Yeah, she's representing it totally. And basically, what Empress stands for, the band, it's more of a. It's like I said, it's not a person, but it stands for that. Basically, we don't take any crap from what we've taken from over the years or what possibly could come. You know, we're an entity. We're a solid band that stands on our own 2 feet, and we don't take no for an answer. You know, we've like injected that whole old school like punk punk rock type feel to them.
Awesome.
You know, and this is the reason why I started, because every track which is on the album was solely written just for live. You know,
right.
The whole band was put together just for live.
Nice.
You know, and the album's just a byproduct. It is what it is.
Right.
You know, the only time to really get in with the band and actually feel what the band's really all about is coming to gigs.
Right, and that was gonna be the next question, and it, you know, so I mean, and I think that's what music is really should be, is, you know, a band writes a record because this is what we want you to think, this is what we want you to see that we are like when you come to see us. You know what you're getting yourself into, and really it's just, music is just something to, you know, you tour on a record for sometimes 2 to 3 years, you get sick of playing that same music for so long. It's time to write something new so we can play different stuff live, but we want the fans to know what it is, because when the fans know the music as well as the band, it makes for a better show. So
completely does, yeah, totally, you know. I mean, it's like with these shows we've just played, you know, is for our first time out, it was phenomenal. Mm-hmm. You know, there was a lot of people who came to see the support bands, and they said, "Oh, we didn't even know you existed." And this is, but the end of your set was fucking completely blown away. It's the heaviest stuff we've ever seen in our lives.
Nice.
You know, we got so many people. We've got so many people who telling us we're completely next level. We had so many people telling us that they want us to come back. All of the 2 venues told us you have to come back.
Nice.
You know,
nice.
It just like skyrocketed. You know, and like the gigs were super intimate and super personal, which is awesome. And it just proves people want a change. They want something different. Because I mean, there was like first show, like, I don't know, about 100 people there. You know, but those freaking 100 people made it sound like a fucking stadium.
Right. And those are,
you know,
those
and
are the
that's
best
exactly
shows.
what I like. Oh, absolutely, man. I much prefer that than playing huge gigs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
You know,
you can have a crowd of 5 people, but if those 5 people are on their game and giving you all of their energy, sometimes those 5 to 10 people can be more fun than 55,000 people just standing there.
Oh, completely, yeah.
You know?
Totally. I mean, to be honest, it's like festivals. Playing like large festivals really doesn't do it for me. Mm-hmm. You know, it's you feel isolated. You don't feel like attached to the audience, and there's a huge, usually massive like gap in front of you, the stage and the first line. And those are like, I'd rather not do them, to be honest. Mm-hmm. You know, but I like the real tiny clubs, the super small clubs. Even clubs that like only fit about 50 people in there. You know, those are the ones that really get it going. Because we played, the last show we played in Madison at the Frequency. Super small venue. Mm-hmm. You know, I've never been there before. And like, as you've seen by the pictures online, that's probably like, we only just fitted on the stage.
Wow.
But that, and when we had like, we pulled some favours in for lights, you know, we got the stage sound sorted out, everything, by the time we got everything ironed out, that gig was just fucking unreal.
Nice.
Unreal. The amount of people after were totally into it. I'm going to spread the word, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. We're all new fans now. It's fucking absolutely phenomenal.
And the build-up to the album and the shows was, you know, phenomenal. I mean, the social media pages were set up well before the record came out. You released the EP for free to the fans to give them a taste. And I mean, you're all established musicians. I mean, people know each of you from previous bands, and that helps out as well with people wanting to come out to the shows because they're curious. They want to see what this new band is all about. And I think all of that tied together is definitely helping out and really paying off.
Oh, of course, yeah. No, it does. It definitely helps having like 9 people in the band. Of course it does. Exactly. You know, but to be honest, that's not it kind of turned out that way because that's not the reason why I got them in the band. I got them in the band because they're fucking phenomenal players.
I remember seeing Shayla when she was with Cold Chamber last year, and she's just, oh my god, an outstanding bass player. She's so good. I mean,
yeah, she's really good. She comes up with some really good stuff.
Yeah.
You know, And it is, it's awesome. I was just after people that could do the were good for doing their parts of the band, you know, exceptional parts of the band that they're really into and they do, and they really can deliver. And it just so happens, it turns out that everybody was, well, pretty much everybody was known. So
it just worked out for the best in that way, I guess.
Yeah, totally. It's good though. You know, I wouldn't change this band for the world now because, like, we're on such a freaking run of stuff now, and people are starting to get known about it. And you know, I mean, this band wasn't put together. When everybody came into the band, I said to them, you know, I'm under the understanding if it takes off, then brilliant. If it doesn't, then brilliant. You know, I want to do this just because the music fucking is hard as hell and it rocks like hell.
Yeah.
You know, especially now we've had a taste for it live. The groove is fucking insane. Insane. You know, so yeah, especially at that volume and stuff, and where all of us jumping up and down the stage, yeah, the groove's like really does come across extremely well.
Awesome. So from here to, you know, obviously the rest of the year into next year, what can we look for from White Empress? A lot of touring or more?
Yeah, we want to try and get not so much more music. Well, we've already got 2 tracks which didn't go on the album, which are being mixed and mastered at the moment.
Nice.
And then there's another 2 demos here that I didn't want on the album at all. So, and because I've got to rearrange them, and so I'm going to start cutting those up and making them to the same standard. So there'll be 4 tracks kicking around.
Nice.
But we just got to tour as much as possible. You know, we need to go. Basically, next is looking for a booking agent.
Okay.
Cool. So we'll look for a booking agent, and then basically just try and gig as much as you possibly can.